Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Backyard Buckets. Today we're going to be talking about the Atlanta Hawks, looking at some of the things they've done this offseason, and more or less just focusing on the amount of depth that this team has. It's insane. The prototypical NBA team filled with, a couple guards, you got your rim protecting, rim running center, your lob threat, and then you just have as many wings that can shoot the three ball and defend as possible. So we're going to be looking at that, how the Atlanta Hawks have built a phenomenal team based off of those principles. Before we get started, though, make sure to the like button and subscribe button if you do enjoy it. Also, leave me a comment down below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started looking at their guards by taking a look at Delon Wright. Now, Delon Wright has been a backup point guard for the majority of his career. On his career, he averages about 11 points, 2.5 rebounds, or 3.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists, as well as about a steal per game. Last year, he put up pretty good numbers, averaging about a little over 10 points per game, which was the second highest of his career, playing for both Detroit and Sacramento, wearing that phenomenal jersey right there. So he should be a pretty good backup point guard for this Atlanta Hawks team. I say backup point guard because, of course, the Hawks have this cat right here, Trae Young, the one-time All-Star and the member of the 2018-2019 All-Rookie team. Averages 24 points per game on his 3-year career, which is insane, as well as about 4 rebounds and 9 assists. Shooting the ball pretty well from the field. Last year he put up almost 30 a game, took a bit of a step back. On his career, shoots at 43% from the field and 34% from 3 last year, shooting at 44% from the field and 34% from 3. So yeah, he's a stud. Only 22? Yeah, he's only 22. He'll be 23 next month, but still, the sky is the limit for the Hawks as long as they've got this guy at the point guard position. He's one of the only guys in the league that can change. Well, not one of the only, but one of those special guys that can completely change the dynamic of a team. Next up, we got the savvy veteran guard, who spent a lot of his career bouncing around the league. He's played for Philadelphia, Atlanta, Toronto, LA, the Lakers, LA, the Clippers, Houston, and then Atlanta again. So yeah, he's bounced around, to say the least. On his career, he averages about 14 points per game. A very decorated sixth man. He's won Sixth Man of the Year 3 times, so he's a pretty good player. Of course, we got Sharife Cooper next, who they just took in the draft this year. And man, this kid, learning behind Ice Trae, learning behind Delon Wright, learning behind Lou Will. Maybe he starts out in the G League a little bit, but we saw the potential in college. He put up 20 points per game. Now, that 20 points per game was on some of the most inefficient scoring in the draft last year. However, the man's still a bucket. He can still pass the ball very well. Granted, he does average about 4 turnovers per game. Hopefully he can get over that. But this is a guy that he's going to come into the league. He's going to be a Rajon Rondo type guy, or Rajon Rondo plus when it comes to scoring the ball. Next up, we're going to be talking about their wings. And this is my favorite part of their roster. The amount of depth they have out here is insane. Starting off with DeAndre Hunter, While he is a bit older, at 23, he's still super young. It was the 4th overall pick in the draft. He averages 13 points per game on his career. Put up 15 a game last year, as well as 5 rebounds, 2 assists, while being the lead defender on this Hawks team, shooting at 48% from the field and 33% from 3. This is a guy, one of the more underrated players in the NBA, one of the best defenders in the NBA as well. He's a beast. Next up, we got Bogdan Bogdanovic, who had a very good year this year, putting up career numbers like 16.5 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and a steal, shooting it 48% from the field and 44% from 3. Extremely efficient. He is one of their older players at 29 years old. He just turned 29 last week, so happy birthday, Bogdan. But still, this is a guy, the way he plays, he's going to be able to play in his prime for at least the next 3, 4, 5 years maybe. So looking forward to watching him continue to ball out for the Atlanta Hawks. Next up, we got Cam Reddish, and this is one of the sleepers of this Atlanta team. He hasn't been the healthiest guy, but when he's in there, he balls out. He averages about 11 points on his career, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Shooting it 36% from the field, 26% from 3. If he gets those percentages up, he's a beast. He's one of the more gifted scorers in the NBA. He's got a lot of potential. Next up, we got Jalen Johnson, the rookie out of Duke who quit midway through the season. But I think this pick was taken kind of as an insurance pick for John Collins. And then, they re-signed John Collins. So he's kind of just there as an extra luxury piece. The Hawks have drafted so well over the past couple of years. It's incredible. Having one of the better drafts this year. Bringing this cat in. He's going to be a beast in transition. Hawks fans, y'all are going to enjoy watching Jalen Johnson play every night. He'll be in the lineup almost immediately, I feel like. Next up, we got Kevin Huerter, I believe is how you pronounce it. I'm not exactly whatever nationality he is. Actually, he's American. Okay. But that's not an American name, I don't think. Maybe it is. 6'7" shooting guard, the Red Mamba, averages about 11 points on his career, and he's a sharpshooter from 3, 38%, 43% from the field. He's a beast. All right, he's back there with Trae Young some nights. Sometimes he comes off the bench. But, yeah, he's fun to watch, too, because he can get hot as well. He's still pretty young as well. Out of Maryland, Danilo Gallinari. I think he's one of the older players on this team, if not the oldest, at 33 out of Italy. He has played on a bunch of teams throughout his career, including the Knicks, Nuggets, and the Clippers, before finally coming to Atlanta last year. Averages 16 points on his career, only put up 13 in a bit of a reduced role. He is on a pretty big contract, though, so we will see how that plays in on down the line, only for 2 more years, though, I believe. But yeah, Danilo Gallinari, he's another good piece. And then Solomon Hill. He was brought back this year. I think he's going to be more of a veteran piece in the locker room than, a guy that contributes on the daily. But he still could contribute a little bit. Like I said, you never have too many wings in today's NBA, and he's a pretty good wing. Looking at the bigs now on this Hawks team, John Collins just got a 5-year extension, so he's pretty happy about that, to say the least. But bringing him back, that was big time. He was the first guy really they brought in this rebuild, and he's still only 23. Turns 24 soon, however, but still. On his career, averages about 17 points per game, as well as 8.5 rebounds and 1.5 assists, 1 block per game. Very good shot blocker, rim defender as well. John Collins, he's a beast. I'm glad they were able to re-sign him. As much as it might hurt him on down the line, I'm just glad they were able to bring him back, excuse me. And then Clint Capella, holding up a no sign. He was traded to him last year at the deadline, I'm pretty sure, and he's been very good for him. On his career, he averages about 13 points per game as well as 10 rebounds. People forget he's only 27. Feels like he's been in the league for a lot longer than that. He's already been in the league for, this will be his 8th year. He's only 27. Came into the league as a 19-year-old. Led the league in rebounds last year with 14.3, as well as 2 blocks, 15 points. Yeah, he's a beast. And then they got Onyeka Okongwu, who is another, I guess you could say luxury pick that they took. He is a bit hurt. He's out with a shoulder injury, but he put up 4.5 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, and 0.5 assists this year. He's 20. There's that. Another young big man coming off the bench. He is smaller at only 6'8", whereas Clint's 7 foot plus, maybe 6'11". But that shouldn't hurt him too much. He's still a very good shot blocker. We saw that in college. And finally, the last piece of the puzzle, proved it last year, was Nate McMillan. Lloyd Pierce was 14-20 with this squad. They blew numerous fourth quarter leads. Nate McMillan comes in and only loses, I believe, 11 games. Something crazy like that. That's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Please make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button if you did enjoy. Also leave a comment. All three things really help us out in the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you're subscribed because we will be doing a giveaway if we hit 2,000 subscribers by Thanksgiving. Don't know what the giveaway is yet. Just know we will be doing one. All you have to do is subscribe to be entered. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.